What's going on, y'all? Another Thursday night. All right. The best group on the internet is right here, right now. We know that's a fact. Got a lot going on. We're going to get into that in just a minute. A lot of it domestically, some of it internationally. But first, let's see who's in the house. All right. First one in was Scott Hummer. Then Tammy Joe dropped in. All right. And the man right there, Rural 2IC. Y'all know you got to check that channel out. There's another channel you got to check out, Grit and Grace. All right, got a lot of great stuff over there on her channel. Wanda Landry is with us. Texas Raider, the man right there. All right. Who else we got down here? Come on down. All right, I almost clicked that one again. There we go.
Daniels wants to know where your long sleeves are.
Yeah, they're coming. Believe me, it's getting cold down here tonight, and I ain't used to that. Debbie Jones is with us. Pretty sure Rob's in the house with her. All right, appreciate you guys being here. Hope that kitty cat stays warm tonight. We got one out here that's a stray that comes up, and we feed her in the mornings. Pam put a little house out there for her. Yeah, pretty good size little house for her. She goes in there. She was in there a while ago because it was cold. So hopefully she'll be in there all night. Daniel's with us. That's Diane LS.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. When they changed them, I didn't realize it was Diane.
Yeah.
Hey, Diane.
When they put the numbers on, they changed everybody's name. It's kind of thrown me off on a few. There's Grammy C. She's with us tonight. Good to see you back. You wasn't feeling well. Sorry to hear that, but I'm glad we had a talk the other day because it's good to know you are here with us. The Happy Hickman Homestead is with us. Hadn't been here in a while. It is great to see you guys. Hope everything's going fine up there in your neck of the woods. All right. Come on down. Who we got down? Buzz Runner's with us. All right. Yep, it's going to be cold tonight in Florida, y'all. We ain't used to that. Old man Survival's here. We all got to survive tonight, buddy. Dave Turner's with us. All right, who else? Come on. Oh, I'm getting close to the bottom. Lynn Stalker's in the house with us. And Rose is back. Thank you so much. Wants to say hello to everyone. Kathy C is here. And guess what? It's her birthday. Happy birthday, Kathy. Hope you had a great day today. Hope you had a lot of fun. I'm glad they got your electrical situation straightened out. There we go. Patriot Ordnance is with us. Have to watch after the plaque last week. Yep. Plaque. All right. Yeah, we got some stuff to get into tonight. It's getting serious, guys. It's really getting serious. David T4 is with us. And the Saint right there, my man, buddy. I got me a green dot I got me a Smith & Wesson's equalizer. Put me a green dot on it. Deadly, dude. I love the way that thing works.
You need to text him that picture.
Yeah, I'll shoot you a picture. I'll text you a picture of my target from today. 50 rounds like this.
Carrie Bay. You got your middle name going on this, Carrie.
The Virginia Bushcrafter's with us. My man, check that channel out, y'all. It's too cold to be out in the woods tonight, buddy. I hope you're not watching from some structure you built somewhere. Hope you're somewhere warm tonight. Husky Mom is back with us. There we go. Come on down. Who else we got? We got a couple of.
There's Carrie, but her name looks different than it used to.
J1 is with us. Yeah. Man, we got a good bunch in here tonight.
People here.
Carrie's down here somewhere, you said?
Yeah, no P6019.
Scruffy Scrubs is with us. There we go. I know it's cold up your way. Hell, it's cold down here. Katie's in the house from Carolina. All right. If I miss you, I'm sorry. Craig is here. I hope you're in Florida and not in Carolina tonight because it's really cold up there, buddy. Come on down. Who else we got? I hadn't seen Carrie yet.
Yeah, she's up there. It says Carrie Bay now.
There we go. Carrie Bay. All right. From Washington.
She's cold.
Is it cold up your way? I know it is here, that's for sure. Yeah, Saint said the dots are great. Yeah, they are. I love mine. Never had one on a handgun before. But I'm telling you what, man, I love that thing. I was putting them, like I said, in a circle that was just awesome. So I'll shoot you that picture here in a few minutes. Got me a new piece. Like I said, went back to that Smith & Wesson. This ain't part of the program, but it's something I'm going to talk about. I carried a Smith & Wesson for my entire police career. You can't beat them. But then when I retired, I kind of got away from them. I've carried everything from a Kimber to a Remington or half dozen other weapons. But now I'm back with that Smith & Wesson. I love the way it feels. I don't know why I ever got away from it. But I'm glad I got back to it because I like it. But at the end of last week, I told you guys about Orlando Shooting Sports changing their hours. I want to do that up front right here so people that drop in will know that they're closed on Monday and Tuesday now. They're open Wednesday through Sunday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. So they extended their evening hours about 1 hour. And, they're there out there on Highway 50, right there on Colonial, East Orlando. Great little range. That's where I went today. So go over and visit them. I'm sure they'd love to have you there.
$5.
But
if they tell them you heard about it on your channel, right?
Yeah, tell them you heard about it here, and might get a little discount. You never know. $5. So on a gun range fee or a FFL transfer fee, get $5 off. But yesterday we went and saw the new Greenland movie.
For my birthday.
Yesterday was her birthday, so say happy birthday to Lady Prepper as well.
He took me on a date day.
Yeah, it was date day. We went to the movies and went to dinner, but we went and saw the new Greenland movie. It was pretty good. It was not as good as the first one. If you're into the computer graphics and stuff like that, awesome. Got some awesome graphics. And of course, Gerard Butler, that's her boyfriend. So she had to go see him.
Yeah, he's my boyfriend.
But being a writer, I thought the story was a little thin.
Well, the first one was more relatable.
But yeah, I guess the first one was more relatable.
You can put yourself in that situation. This one was like on the other end of it, and it was hard to put yourself in that situation.
Yeah, maybe that's it. But it was still kind of.
It was out there.
But
Gerard Butler was in it.
Yeah, she likes Gerard Butler. But don't rush out to see it.
Yeah,
it's a pretty good movie, but hey, it's all right. It's okay. But speaking of Greenland, did you see this? France has agreed to help Denmark protect Greenland from the United States.
Oh, wow.
Ooh. France. All right. Now, I know the U.S. is shaking in their, we're shaking in our boots over that one because France is such a superpower and they have this great history of being fighters. So I thought that was pretty funny when I saw that. Can you imagine that? I just think Donald Trump's trolling them over Greenland. I really do. Especially after seeing that movie yesterday, Greenland's doomed.
Right.
But hey, I thought that was kind of comical. But let me get into something serious here, guys. We're all familiar with the Verizon outage yesterday. Affected a massive amount of customers, a large part of the country. You can see it on the map right there. Went from coast to coast. We had a lot of outages down here in Florida. Thank goodness I don't have Verizon. But what I found interesting about it was Verizon's response. They have not said why they were down for so long. I think they were down 10 or 12 hours.
Most of the day, yeah.
Something like that. But they haven't said why. They say they've got it corrected. Of course, I'm sure they do, or we would be hearing about it today. but they never said why. But here's what I found interesting, very interesting. Before all that happened, the days before that, Trump doing all the saber rattling about helping out the people in Iran, telling them, yeah, help is on the way. We're going to take care of it. And then after that, did you guys see how he changed his tune? I'm not saying that's why he did. I'm just saying it's kind of interesting. Now he's saying that, well, he talked to the minister, their foreign minister or something like that, and they promised him they weren't going to kill anybody else, and he believes them, and he just kind of changed his tune real quick, and it happened after that. I found that kind of peculiar, but it might just be me. Might have nothing to do with it, but it could have something to do with it. Did Iran say, okay, watch this, boop,
Yeah, right.
push a button and, screw with the system for a little while to make Donald Trump second guess all of his talk and all of his promises and how he's going to, take care of the people of Iran if Iran don't stop killing them? I found it kind of strange that he did a 180 like he did. When has Donald Trump ever taken the word of one of our enemies, and believed what they tell
Especially
him?
them.
Yeah, especially Iran.
I mean, if you're going to pick a country not to believe, it would be them.
It's not like he's like Obama. Remember Obama, the people in Iran did the same thing in 2009. And Iran was like this close to failing. But Obama wouldn't help them. And while that was going on, I was telling people, Obama's not going to help them people. That's an Islamic run government, and he's Islamic. So he's not going to overthrow an Islamic government. And I was right. But now we got Donald Trump in office. He's telling me he is going to help them. And then all of a sudden, nope, we're going to stay out of it. They promised me they're not going to do anything. Really? Really? I don't know. Now, that's just a couple of pieces I put together. Might be wrong. But we'll see, I guess. But if he does strike, they've already predetermined the facilities they're going to strike. They're going to take out their missile bases, their drone factories, and their space program. It's already been decided that this is what he's going to do if he does go in. But it really surprised me. I thought I would wake up this morning and it would be all over the news that he has, lobbed a couple of missiles over there. But when he didn't, I thought, well, something ain't right. And that's when I kind of put the pieces together with the Verizon outage and this change of attitude. So, like I said, might totally be wrong, but there are a couple other things going on. They're evacuating U.S. military personnel in the Middle East by the thousands. The ones that are, within close proximity to Iran, they're taking a lot of folks out off of those bases over there and leaving only the bare essentials to keep the bases running. And that's not a good sign. Plus, the U.S. Embassy in in Israel, are telling Americans over there to get ready for a crisis.
Scruffy said the USS Abraham Lincoln hasn't arrived there yet. Maybe that's part of the pause.
Well, there's already aircraft carriers over there. We already have a large naval presence over near the Middle East. And I don't think just that one carrier not being there is going to make a difference. So don't know why he did this reversal, but I find it strange. But with all the indications they had going, like I said, they've already predetermined strike points. They're moving out American personnel from the Middle East. They're telling the Americans in Israel to get ready for, an attack pretty much. And then all of a sudden, nope, don't worry about it. Nah, we ain't going to attack anybody. And then this popped up on Iranian national television yesterday. The government over there just straight up said they were going to, assassinate Donald Trump. And this time it's going to work. So we'll see what happens with that. Just keep your eyes on it. Could get ugly. But thank goodness that's far away from us. And initially we don't have to worry about it. Unless, of course, they do have the technology to push those buttons and turn off stuff over here, which I'm sure they probably do. If you got my last book, that's what it was about. Just something just like that. That's exactly what that book was about. So, hey, I think it's possible. But what's going on closer to home right here, folks? You're not hearing this on a lot of news stations. This is from a news station out of Minnesota. That articles of impeachment have been drawn up for Tim Walz. And I don't know if they're going to push them through or if this is some politician with smoke and mirrors going on up there. But there is articles of impeachment that's been drawn up to get him to resign or be forced out of office. But we'll see. I don't know if you guys saw his little speech last night, which basically he just straight up lied. And CBS, faithful CBS, they decided they would just go ahead and make it a nationwide speech. But here's just a part of it.
ICE agents are going door to door, ordering people to point out where their neighbors of color live. They're pulling over people indiscriminately, including U.S. citizens, and demanding to see their papers. And at grocery stores, at bus stops, even at our schools, they're breaking windows, dragging pregnant women down the street, just plain grabbing Minnesotans and shoving them into unmarked vans, kidnapping innocent people with no warning and no due process.
That is what he wants to keep stirred up. How much have you heard about the Minnesota fraud since all this happened? Him and the dancing queen mayor up there in Minneapolis, they're trying their best to keep this thing stirred up because it has forced all the fraud stuff, to the back burner.
Not if Nick Shirley has anything to do with it.
Now, yeah.
The kid's right in the middle of it.
Now, this right here is just stirring the pot. And I think the president, now, if he's not going to deal with the Iranians, at least deal with the problem here at home. He needs to step up, accuse this guy and that mayor of insurrection, and get them out of office. It's that simple. But as long as the media, the liberal media, is running cover for him, that's going to be hard to do. Because most people, not like us, especially me, I check, I don't know how many news sources every morning to see what's being said. But most people don't do that. They only listen to, CNN or ABC or NBC or whoever. And as long as you have people like this guy right here, this is the article he posted after, what's her name? That woman was killed up there. This is the headline. Mother of three who loved to sing and write poetry, shot and killed by ICE in Minneapolis. As long as the liberal media are running cover for them like this, the majority of Americans who don't watch conservative news channels will keep believing that ICE agents are doing things like what Tim Walz said. Just running around, gathering up people, kidnapping them, stuffing them in vans, arresting them for nothing at all. And that's what's creating this problem. But it's time for the president to step up and do something about it. This stuff has got, I almost said a bad word. This stuff has got to stop. If you saw what they did last night, now you can't say that was a protest. That was a riot, what they pulled off last night. Burning cars and breaking into police vehicles and stealing weapons and, all kinds of stuff like that. That was just a straight up riot. And it was probably a result of numbnuts there getting on television and telling his people, oh, document this, get out there. You have the right to protest. Well, you do have a right to protest, but you don't have a right to riot. And that's exactly what this has turned into. Getting close to being really bad up there, folks. Really bad. And when the ICE agent, shot the guy yesterday, he shot him in the leg. Ain't that what Democrats have been saying for 100 years about police officers? If you go to shoot somebody, shoot them in the leg. Well, that's what they did. That's what the guy did. Did it matter? No. These people are still acting like fools. And they're not, because all of that was fuel for the fire. Nothing anybody does is going to appease those people. Nothing. If I said, okay, we're going to pull out tomorrow, if they had a news briefing, they're going to pull out tomorrow. Guarantee you there'd be trouble tomorrow night. They'd get out and riot and burn stuff and just, carry on, act a fool. Oh, we won. Yeah, you did. But, it surprises me how people are falling for this crap. And these 40-something, year-old white women who are, basically, sexually starved. I think that's one of their problems. Probably premenstrual. That's probably another problem. They got daddy issues, that's for sure. These are the ones that they're having trouble with. All these crazy white women, liberal white women, soccer moms, if you want to call them that. And then, the minorities up there, like he said, he just said ICE is going door to door asking asking people where their neighbors of color live. They're still trying to make this a racial thing. That's what's going to lead to all of the trouble that's coming. And if the federal government don't squash it now, it's only going to get worse.
They apparently arrested the guy that stole that gun.
They arrested the guy that broke in the FBI car and stole the weapons. Yeah. Well, we got to put a stop to it.
Well, the Minnesota Capitol building is currently dealing with a fire.
I'm not seeing my chat died about 10 minutes ago. I'm not seeing anything over here.
Genesis 7.
But we got to put a stop to it now. It's only going to get worse unless like I said, the president says, pull them out of there, pull them all out of there. But he can't do that now. It's gone too far. You got the governor, the mayor, and of course, liberal news sources, the people financing all of these riots and stuff. They're not going to let up. You think Donald Trump's just going to back off? I don't think so. I think if he did, that would be the worst thing that happened. He needs to stop it right now. And it can be done. It's only going to get worse. It's not going to get better until something major happens. And you need to get ready for that. You might be a long way from that. But who's to say if they do start that crap, they start shooting war up there against it, ICE. Who's to say it won't spread? You never know. That's why you need to be ready.
I think they should spray them with water out of the fire hose.
Well, yeah, bring back the old fire hoses. Hey, Niska, thanks for joining us. Back in my day, we'd break out those fire hoses, water cannons, and blow them up. But I think I mentioned it last week, they don't even have to spray them with it. Just spray it over them. Yeah. Let it rain on them.
Because it's going to freeze.
It's 6 degrees up there and it's raining on them. They ain't going to be there long. Won't take long at all for them to get out of there. That's for sure. But that's what I want to rant about tonight. Anybody got any questions, anything? I'm going to do a video probably on Saturday about that little green dot that I bought. Don't know if it'll get me kicked off here or not. I'm still under double secret probation by YouTube over my last firearms video. But I am going to do one here about that because it worked so great. You need to see how it worked out. very inexpensive, nice piece of equipment to have. So I will do that this weekend. You got something?
Yeah, Genesis said, I'm just under an hour from Minneapolis and the protests have already spread north to 15 minutes from him.
Oh, wow.
Or her, I'm sorry, I don't know who that is. I don't know that.
I wished I had chat over here so I could see that. My
Yeah.
chat's dead. But
So,
it's going to spread. If they don't stop it now, it will spread. The weekend's coming. It's going to get worse. Not to say that these protesters work and they can't protest, through the week, but it always seems to get worse on the weekend. But that's all I'm going to rant at you about. I appreciate you being here with me. Wait a minute. My chat just popped back up. Hill Bill made it. Thank you, buddy. All right. Thank you so much. But the whole world's falling apart. And, we don't need to worry about really what's going on. The people in Iran can handle their own protest over there. Let them have it. What you got?
Genesis popped in again. It says, daughter drove her semi right through the protest. She don't stop that rig for morons.
Yeah, there you go. Don't stop it for anybody, especially during a protest. Yeah. What we got here?
Carrie said the high school kids are skipping to go.
House kids are taking off to protest in Washington.
Wow.
Wow. All righty then. Yeah, it's starting to spread, I guess. We'll see. But best way to solve a problem is as soon as possible. It's only going to get worse if they don't. You need to keep your eyes on it, guys. See what's happening. My link between what's going on in Iran and the Verizon thing yesterday, that's just my idea. I didn't say that's what happened. I'm saying it's possible. Because we all know that they have backdoor access to all of these systems we have here. China even admitted it. Yeah, we can shut you down. And we know they're allies with Iran, so they might have done it just to tell Trump, look what I can do. Bip. That might be why he changed his tune. I don't know. But you need to keep your eyes on what's happening locally here in the United States and over there. But with that, I'm going to wish you the best. Tell you to stay warm. Oh my goodness, it's going to get cold. Love every one of you. Thank you for being here. Stay strong, keep prepping, and pray for the United States. The Orlando Prepper is out.